Hello everyone, this is Susan and I'm glad to be back. It's been some crazy last couple of weeks, but we're getting started again, and today we're going to do a video on Created by Jill's Blendit templates number 21, and I'm also going to be using her kit, Today I Feel Happy, and I'll give you the links in the information section of the video when we're done. So again, when we first start out with all of the Blendit templates, you always have this first layer that you open up to, and it's just some information giving you the Control-Alt-G and all the different codes and things that you need to learn how to clip the papers, and you just turn that off. Now I got ready already and got my pictures and got them all set up and ready to go so that I could get this video a little bit shorter. I talk a lot, I know, and I just wanted to make sure that I did some things off camera so that we could make it be a little bit more concise communication between us. So we're going to start with the background, and I start from the bottom and build up. Some people start from the top and build down. You could do however you want, or you can just click on something that you want to use. And for me, this time I feel attracted to the flower. So I'm going to start with the flower. You just simply click on it. Now I'm going to pull the paper that I'm interested in using for it. And so we'll pull this over here. We'll use this one, and I'm going to pull it on top. And Option Command G, and it will clip the papers. Now I want this to be more pink because I want it to match with the pink of her jacket, or her shirt, excuse me. So I am going to do image adjustments, and I'm going to do the color balance. And with my color balance here, I'm going to play around with it until I get pink. And look at that, there's pink. So that's this first one here, and then here I think I'm just going to put a little bit of orange. I love the combination of pink and orange together. And then this one right here, I'm going to use a blended paper. And Jill does some great blended papers as well. If you don't want to do your own artsy papers, she also includes in many of her kits artsy papers that she's made. So there's that one there. Now, since I've gotten the flower, now I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to start from the bottom. And basically I just want the very bottom one. You want to pick one that's kind of the cast that you want the picture to be. So I want it to have a little bit of brown in it, and I'm a craft paper type of a person. I love craft paper, and I love building on top of it, and especially when there's paints and things. So I wanted my background to be black, to be that brown look, kind of like the craft paper. And then this next layer right here is still going to bring it's going to bring a little cast to it. You can see the change, and I'm going to bring some lightness into it. So I'm going to use this whiter color so it can have a little bit of dark and a little bit of light, and you can see the difference, especially down here. And then this one, see how it's taking the blackness here away when I turn it off? I'm going to use a pattern paper for that one. You wouldn't think so, but I really like using patterns where you wouldn't think. And so see how it just gives you a hint of that textural bit with this yellow, and I like that a lot. So then going to number 10, you can see how it's taking away those diamond patterns. And with this diamond pattern here, I'm actually going to use some of the flowers. Oops, let's make sure, yeah, we're in the right place. I just think it's kind of an interesting thing to have the flowers peeking out. You can see it peeking here and here, just little flowers peeking. So then we'll go to this and see how it brings a darkness and a light when I turn it off. So we're going to go to this one right here, and I'm going to bring a light color in with a little bit of texture again. I'm really big on texture on my backgrounds. So you can see the lines there, but it's not a really big difference. Now with this next one, that is the text. And I like to reduce the opacity a little bit more with the text, but at the same time, I also like it to be readable. So I'm actually going to take black and cover it with black. Seems kind of weird, but go with it. Now we have these little black swashes that are behind the photos. And I think that I'm going to bring some of that orange in from the middle of the flower. Bringing some orange into the picture is a good idea. And then for these splatters, both the splatter at the top and the splatter at the bottom, I'm also going to use the same color. I want to bring orange into the photo. So I'm going to make that one orange, to click on that, and I'm going to make the other ones orange as well. So we've got those oranges going. And now we're to the brick pattern. See the brick pattern when I turn it on and off? And I'm actually going to do something a little different. I'm going to make the pattern kind of go away a little bit and make words be a little bit textural in the background. So I'm going to pull this one over and put that in and see how the letters and the numbers and everything have gone through there. I like that a lot. Then the next one we have is these big gesso pieces. And gesso needs to have a plain background, and I haven't done much in the way of the green, so I'm going to pull green in for that gesso. See, it just brings us some green. And now we have the coffee stain rings, and I'm actually going to do with that, I think I'm going to use, not sure what I'm going to use with that one. Let's try this. Kind of gives an interesting background to it. I think we'll leave that. Then we have a scribble. I normally leave the scribbles alone. Usually they're black, that's fine with me. But then these lines right here, I want to do something kind of interesting. I want to see if it works. Try it out. See if I can make those lines be a little bit interesting. And yeah, I like that. It's got the little dots on it. Then we have this paint splotch over here on the bottom left. And let's see, what should we do with that one? Oh, let's try this one. Bring a little bit more green into it. I like that. It kind of ties with the gesso splot on the bottom, or splat. And then we have the ink splat, and I'm going to go to some blue. We haven't really used a whole lot of blue in here, and the kit does have some good blues. I like that. So then we're going to go down to these arrows right here. You see the arrows? And I'm going to make those blue as well. I'm going to pull the blue in, and I'm going to leave the doodles as is, the doodle outline. See how it's dark? I'm going to leave that there. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to use an orange, but I'm going to try to turn it to the pink again. So we'll go Image, Adjustments, Color Balance, and let's see. You go a little there. Maybe go a lot there, a little over here. I kind of like that bold pink there. So I think I'm going to leave that there. Okay, so we got that. And again, I'm going to leave the doodles. I'm going to leave that doodle. I like that. Here's my frame. Now I've done all my Blendits here. And the last two things I need to do are the ink splats down at the bottom. So I'm going to do just a very, very light one here where you can just barely see it. And then at the top, I am going to do something with this blue again and bring that blue in and group that together. So far, this is my background paper. And we've used all of them. I'm going to go out and I'm going to join everything together. So I'm going to make a one paper out of this. And the way I do that is, for instance, I'll click on the top one, that's the page that's clipped, and I'll hit Command and E, and that will make that be one piece. So I'm going to do the rest of it off camera, and I'll come back and we'll start with the elements.
I flattened everything out. I wanted to have the flowers be overlapping, so I left the flowers in one layer, as you can see, flowers on the top, and then I left the photos in one layer, and then I made the entire background into one page. So it's brought my file size down pretty significantly, and that's important, especially when you're saving them for galleries and things like that. You want them to be able to look nice. So I've got my elements open, and most of the time when I have a choice, I will put stitches on because I have always loved stitches. It's just something about them that makes them feel like they're more textural. And then I also like to put transfers on. And even though this is really busy, I like this, and I think it gives just a little bit more, I don't want to say cohesiveness because that's not quite the word, but it ties things more into the picture, so it gives a little bit more of an area where you're going to want your pictures to be. So I really like that. And also in our words, I don't know if it's in the word strips, no, it's in the regular elements. My title for this is Happiness Is, and she has a real big thing here. And one thing that I really like to do, I learned this from, I think it was at the lily pad, where sometimes when you have writing on a page and you actually use ink or you use other media, paint, things like that, you can sometimes see the background through the writing. So what she did was we went to our layer style blending options, and you hold down your option key. See this little paint thing? I don't know exactly what they call this, but hold down your option key and pull it apart. Okay, see how you can do that? I want to do that on the underlying layer though. So I want to pull this apart. I want to come over here, option, and pull it apart. Now watch what the happiness does. See how the background comes in? Obviously I don't want to do it that far, but I want to do a little bit and then pull this one over a little bit, and it just kind of makes it a little bit more artsy, a little bit more opaque. I like it. So I occasionally will do that. And I think I want to make it a little bit smaller because it is pretty large. And I'll pull it down so it ties in with the pictures a little bit more. And this is a very happy day for my daughter, as we did her hair with these wrap, snap, and go things. She was going to her very first concert, and she wanted to have her hair curled, and so we did this, and she was thrilled, absolutely thrilled, and had a wonderful time at the concert. I'm going to try this. Typically, when I'm being really artsy, I don't necessarily like the cutesy little things here too. So lace. I'm going to put my flowers in a little bit of a cluster of some kind there. So Get my leaf. Excuse me, I didn't get much sleep last night. Get my leaf there. My leaves under. I like making piles of things. And I have my auto select off. Whoops. Okay. That helps. Alrighty then. Let's get some flowers. That's a pretty little flower. And this one looks pretty flat, so it's going to go underneath that one. I think I might want to have a little bit of foliage up here. Turn this around. Lately I've tended to like diagonal layouts. We all have our different things that we're attracted to and we like. Well, that's one thing that I like. So we have any more little flowers. No, so let's see. One there. Needs to be overlapping the picture. And then let's do this flower. This one, I'm going to have it go underneath. And then I'm also going to go back and do our image adjustments, color balance. I think I did it this way. Oh wow, that's a nice pink. I like that. That was easy. Okay, so we got our flowers here. And let's do a little white one and make this very little. I'll put that right here. Get my shadow styles going. Okay. Now it's time to find some fun things to place around. I've always liked scatters behind things. Now I want to have some scatters on top of that, but not on this. So I'm just going to have to take this part off right here so I don't have them on the pictures. And I don't think they look really good on top of leaves. I think they should be under the leaves. So I'm going to have to get these little tiny babies over here. Get that off. Get these and these. So that works there. Sometimes this part of scrapping does take a little time because you're noodling things around, you're moving them around, you're deciding where you like where they look like. So sometimes it can take a lot of time to do these little pieces here. And I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people who do videos like this will do all their fanoodling later, and they'll already know what they're going to accomplish. I just have never been that way. I don't know what it is about my scrapping, but it's never been planned ahead of time except color, kit, and somewhat of the layout, and then it just becomes playing around. I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to think, and then I'm going to come back and do some finishing touches. Okay, we're on the final stretch. Just little things added here and there, moved around a bit, and then we'll be done. So thanks for sticking with me through all of this. I know that there's a lot of scrappers who do this much faster than I do, and I've really never been able to speed up my scrapping, but probably my talking doesn't help. I decided that I wanted this little bee because my daughter's name is Melissa, and her name means a honeybee in Greek. So I have always had a little thing about honeybees, and I will, anytime they are in a kit, I make sure I use them. So I just think that gives a little personality into it, little tiny cute things. And I also decided that I wanted to try these little pieces here. You can't really see them. Let's try down here. Maybe they'll go better down here. I think it's just adding something for the sake of adding something, and I don't ever really want to do that. I like the buttons, and I'm also a small button person. If you've watched my videos, you know that. But I love buttons. So I like to use buttons. I just like them small. And those may be too small, but they're okay. No, they're too small. They really do look silly when they're real small. I don't know where I want them. Okay. Some last little playing around. Some pieces I thought were cute, that if I could fit them in and have them look like they belong there instead of, trying to force them to be there. A lot of times with some kits, they are just so cute, and I love so many of the pieces that are in them, but it just doesn't, it feels like using them actually just looks like I'm trying to place something on there. Like don't really have any purpose for them being there, and I don't think that's right. Some people who are on creative teams like I am with Jill and a couple of other people feel like they have to use everything in the kit. And while I think it's really important to showcase what the kit can do, there's no doubt about that. You need to showcase what the kit can do, and you need to show a representative group of what it can do. But once you start putting too much on it, I think it starts to take away from that. You want to be able to see the items. You want to be able to see the things that are included in the kit, so that you know how you're going to use them. If you purchase it, you want to know how you're going to use it. And I think it's important for you to see that there's flowers, there's backgrounds, there's elements, there's cute little things, there's buttons, there's stitches. But the way I look at creative teams is I am doing them a service. I'm doing them an advertising for their kits, and in return for that, I get to make my memories beautiful with their kits. So it's wonderful. It's not like I'm just sitting here trying to get people to buy things. I am making books, I'm making layouts, I'm making memories with them, and it means so much to me that these women trust me to make their kits look beautiful. So yeah, I went off on a weird tangent on that one, but there it is. I'm getting to that point now where I'm feeling a little fussy. And when I'm feeling a little fussy, that means that I'm trying to find things to do. So at that point, I think it's time for me to say, this is pretty much done. I do need to document what this is, and this is September 4, 2016. I'm going to change that to white, color white. And we're going to get the size down here. And this is ready for 5 seconds of summer concert with Daddy. She had her very first concert, like I said, and the curls were part of it. Now, do we want to do over here? No, this is the perfect place right here. I'm going to hit save, and looks to me like it's done. So I wanted to go back, which it's in my downloads folder, and I wanted to open this up again, and I wanted to show you from the beginning. Okay, so this is how it came, and I'm going to make it be the same size. Okay, so that's the way it came, and that's the way it ended, before and after. See how you can, it looks like it, it's reminiscent of it, it's got the same layout, but all the things that you put on it, put your own stamp on it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I'm sorry it's long. I got to stop talking and do more work, but I'm very glad that you joined me, and I hope that it's been helpful for you. And on behalf of Created by Jill and myself, thank you for coming. Bye.